Happy Workout Wednesday, you guys. It's your girl D. I was like, it's time to go live. And I know a lot of people are at work right now, but I wanted to do this review because I need to stick to my guns and actually do it. So, I am in LA right now, and I decided to try something new. And I've done hot yoga before. Man, it was like 2013. No, it was a long time ago in Mobile, and that was right when Bikram yoga was coming out. So hot yoga was very much different, and also there was like interesting stigma to yoga in the Black community, and people didn't really understand working out in the heat, right? So I wanted to give you some things that I learned. 7 days of hot yoga. So I did hot yoga here in LA, and it was always going to be between like 105 degrees to like 112 degrees, which is pretty hot. And I did a variety of different classes. It wasn't just regular yoga. I did a sculpt class, which is yoga with weights and like hit training. So some of it was like boot camp movements, maybe like jumping jacks. Some of it was like the yoga poses with weights. It was all different, right? And then I did a yin class. Yin is basically loosening up the fascia in your body, and also really stretching. Okay, so that class is like at night, and it was a little bit slower than a regular power yoga class. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you some of the things that I learned doing hot yoga. And let me tell you this: this is one of the like premier yoga places in LA. Okay, and if you have any questions about hot yoga in your city or anything, please put them in the comments. I definitely want to answer any questions and all that stuff. So, number one, I learned that atmosphere does matter. Okay. Um, Atmosphere, the aesthetics of a place does matter, but also the commitment to excellence that the people who are around you working out with you, that they're committed to as well, right? So this particular studio, like I said, was not a cheap place to go work out. So these people really, really value their workouts. The instructors value their position. The employees value the space, so they really take care of it. And when they're in class, it's like people are so focused on doing the deal that the energy in there is just really an energy of excellence, and it's an energy of respect. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because people know if you've committed to that type of I'll get with you, T, to see if we can find you a place. If a person is committed, I'm just be honest. If a person's committed to paying $300 a month to yoga, okay, hot yoga at that, and they're committed to going multiple times a week, they're not there to play around, right? And people are, in my opinion, very open to connecting with their counterparts. And I'm gonna tell you why. Like, I didn't really fully understand that till just now. When a person is committed like that, they know that the people around them are committed, so they know they can pour into those type of people. I'm gonna tell you, I've been a member of a gym where it was cheaper to be a member there, and we really didn't talk to each other like that. You put your headphones on, you do your workout, and you go. A place like this, you do the workout, and because it was such a like a it's such a hard work. I'm just gonna be real. It's just a challenging, like, physical thing. When you're out of there, you get to bond with the person. So that's number one. Atmosphere does matter. So when you're choosing a place to work out, please choose a place that you can grow, that it makes sense, not just for you to grow physically, because people are like, oh, I'm sure y'all want to know, like, how much weight did you lose? Did you see a difference? Did you abs coming? Blah, 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 blah. But there's other parts to this, you guys. Like, you want to be in a place where you can network with people and build great relationships, because that's how you build a community. Okay, so if you understand that, you understand it, and the people who get it, and the people who don't get it, they don't get it. Okay. Number two, Instructor passion, professionalism, and training does matter. These people go through a high level training system. I don't even know how they teach 2 high yoga classes a day or 3. And to know that they had to spend 200, 300, some people invest in 400, 1,000 hours in learning how to be an instructor, it does matter. So when you are choosing a trainer, and y'all know I talk about this so much, when you are choosing a trainer or a workout program, please choose a person who has a passion for what they do. Number one, okay? Number two, a person who is trained well in what they do, okay? And number three, a person who can connect with people. You can have a person who is knowledgeable, right? But they're just trash at connecting with a client. That's why you could say, they get people really, really good results and they look amazing, but I just can't connect, right? So it's important that all 3 of those things do matter, and that's what you're paying for too, right? When you are looking at a gym membership or any type of program, you can look at it for face value. If I was paying $300 a month for a membership to that studio, I expect all of the cylinders to click. In the same token, I know that if those instructors invested in themselves and they invested in that studio, it's beautiful. I know that I'm going to have a great experience. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, y'all. So sculpt class, like I said, was like yoga, but it was like boot camp too. So we're doing burpees, okay? Homegirl said, do some burpees 110 degrees in there. Just imagine, 110 degrees, and they turn the humidity on. So I'm literally pouring sweat. At some point, I was like, is it sweat, though? And then I knew it wasn't pee, and I'm like, am I drooling on myself, right? So I learned that slow is sometimes harder than faster classes, okay? So people who are on their weight loss journey, I don't know how many times I gotta say this, but it was very much so solidified in this class for me, is that you have to go slow sometimes to get the most out of your workout. This is in life too. Sometimes you have to slow down in life, and that might be the hard part, the journey. The journey is feeling the slow part of life. You're like, I just want to run through it, right? What's harder, doing a handstand or running 15 meters, right? Doing the handstand. Because you can fall, because you're balanced, because you got to focus and all that stuff. I learned that, y'all. When I took that yin class, hey, Carolyn, that yin class was hard for me. Even though it was for sleep, it was for relaxation, it was to be more intentional. It was so hard for me because I had more time to get in my head. And I had to stay there, y'all. It was like I felt everything. I felt every drop of sweat. I felt every single hot degree in there. I felt every level of uncomfortability. And what it did was like brought up emotions inside of me, like frustration, lots of frustration, lots of anger, lots of like human attributes. I'm not going to say bad, but just human feelings. And I got to talk myself out the ledge too off of that. So slow is sometimes harder than faster. So when you're on your weight loss journey or on your health journey, especially as you age, please get it out your head that something has to be hard for it to be effective. Okay? And the interesting part is sometimes when things are hard, if your body is not prepared for it or warmed up for it, you can get injured. So please make sure that. Number 4, I didn't realize how much my focus was spread out all over the place. For the people who are multitaskers, you're like, I'm really good at multitasking. You're not really good at multitasking because just because you can do it doesn't mean it's good, right? So it's like my focus was all over the place. I was in class, then I'm thinking about what's going to happen after class. Then I'm thinking about how much weight I'm going to lose. Then I'm thinking about something that happened 15 years ago. Then I'm thinking about a Zoom call. And then I'm thinking about what's going to happen in the next pose. How am I going to feel next? And it's like, focus. So this is a midweek, you guys, and we're going into 4th quarter. It's time for us to focus. My focus was spread out. And wherever your focus is, that's where your energy goes, and that's where your results come from. Like, You have to focus right then. And I learned this when you are in your exercise classes. Either put your watch on theater mode so it doesn't buzz, or take it off, or whatever. When you're in class and you're working out, be in class and work out. Okay? Some of us cannot even separate 30 minutes of our lives or 1 hour of our lives because we scared we're going to miss something. We want to check Facebook. And I'm saying we because we's me. Okay? We want to check Facebook all the time. We want to check our phone. We're like, somebody might need me. Well, they're just going to have to need me after class. They're going to need me after class. Okay? So focus, you guys. Focus on the thing you want to grow. If you want to get better at something, you have to focus. Focus on the project for 30 minutes. Focus on the website for 30 minutes if you're building a website. Focus on the relationship that you're building. If you cannot talk to somebody in their face for 30 minutes without looking at your phone, you have a problem. If you cannot go to class for an hour without looking at your watch to see who called you or who commented on your status, you have a problem. Okay? So make sure you focus. Next. So I have an instructor, y'all. I have an affinity for great instructors. I just love them. And I had an instructor, her name is Lizzie. Lizzie knows everybody's name. Y'all, Lizzie literally calls out everybody's name in class. Can you imagine? It's 110 degrees. It's like 70% humidity in there. There's 30 people in class, and she's calling everybody's name out. Even me, like she's like, all right, D, great job, blah, 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 leg up, da, da, da. She's talking to everybody. And I could tell that she did the work on herself so that she could speak to the heart of people, because she wasn't always correcting people. She was connecting with people. I need us. Yeah, I don't even know how I learned all of this stuff in hot yoga, but I need us to do the same. When you start your day, make the decision that you're going to speak to the heart of people, right? That you're going to connect with people, and you're not just going to be correcting people or correcting yourself all day. All day? Do we need to be on our neck all day? You need to do this better, do this better, do this better. And then you're putting it off on other people and wondering, why don't people think this way? It's because sometimes people just need to be connected with. Wake up in the morning, God, ask God, put 10 people in front of me who I can help. God, put 10 people in front of me who I can connect with. And I said this on my stories. We are, and a lot of people say this, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So when we're constantly speaking from the flesh to the flesh of a person, we're only going to get so far in life, you guys. And I really do believe that a lot of us have a disconnect from each other and from ourselves, because we're always trying to speak to the flesh of ourselves, right? Take the moment, learn the person's name, and say the person's name, okay? Take the moment and connect with people, okay? Do the work so you have enough energy to do that. So that was number 5. Number 6, I had to check my ego at the door and check my ego again at the mat. So every door I went to, I had to check my ego there. And then when I got to the mat, I had to check my ego again. And I'm going to tell you why. It's ignorant for me to think, although I've done hot yoga before, people say, have you done this before? Yes, but it's been a while. And we already know if you have not done something for a long time, you have to get reacclimated to it. This is for life. Check your freaking ego at the door every day. I don't care how many times you've done something. Hot yoga teaches us this. Every day you're going to feel different. Every day the body feels different. This is even with any type of yoga practice. When you get to the mat, you honor your body, and it's going to be different. There are some people who are like acrobatic in class. One day they're on point. Even for me, one day I'm on point. Next day I cannot stand on one foot. Some days people just sit in child's pose and they just hang out because that's all they can do. And you check your ego at the door so that, number one, you don't leave early, right? And you don't overheat. You're like, I wasn't prepared for this. And so that you don't compare yourself to other people. You know, people are like, you did so good. I was just looking at you. Girl, don't look at me. This is my second class. Okay? Life lesson that hot yoga taught me. Check your ego at the door. Can y'all put ego in the comments? Check your ego at the door. Check it. I don't care how much I don't care how much like you've done something, how much education you have, how many degrees you have, how many times you've done it. Check your ego at the door because there's always somebody better than you. Then check your ego at the door because even in your learning at the very beginnings of something, somebody is inspired by you. And if you don't have an ego attached to your learning process, you can reach people and connect with people in a better way. I'm saying at your worst days, check your ego at the door. And realize on your worst days, on the days where you can't stand up straight, on the days when you feel like you're going to pass out, on the days you feel like you're going to walk out the door and you're going to quit, there's somebody who is 2 steps behind you who is watching you for inspiration. Check it at the door. Check the ego at the door. And let me tell you, when you check your ego at the door, you give yourself space to grow and you give your ego a space to exist to where it's not like it's not bigger than the room, right? So check your ego at the door and then also check it at the mat. Number 7, I learned, of course, I have to hydrate all day, y'all. When I wake up in the morning, I have to drink this. This is 32 ounces of water. I have to drink that if I do an early morning class, or I have to make sure 32 ounces of water happen before I do a noon class. Because ain't no way. Y'all, I really do think I sweat out 32 ounces of water during class. Like, I'm gonna drink between the time class starts and then me getting in my car. I'm gonna drink 64 ounces of water. So I learned how to hydrate all day. If you do hot yoga, you need to start drinking water the day before. It needs to be in you, maybe because you're gonna dry up and you just can't. Okay, so just make sure you hydrate all day. Number 8, be kind to people. It's already hot as possible in yoga. It's already hot in there. Don't be a douchebag. Huh? Don't be rude. Don't be like, I'm going to work on myself. I ain't going to talk to nobody. Y'all, once again, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And when you like that, you speak to the flesh of people and you have a negative experience. You got to be kind to people. Tell them they did a good job. You want to try to figure out why is nobody encouraging me? It's because you don't encourage anybody outside of the people you like. You don't encourage anybody and sow those seeds outside of the circle that you hang in. Right? You got to make sure you are kind to people. Kind not just in words, but kind in your facial expressions. I know you got your RBF on your face. I just look like this. Well, stop looking like that. It's 110 degrees in there. Just be pleasant. Be as pleasant as you can. Okay? So be kind. Number 9, emotions and self-talk will come up when you're uncomfortable. When you do hot yoga, there's going to be a time where it gets so uncomfortable that the real you, your flesh, starts to come out. It's going to say, you need to get up and go. You shouldn't have came anyway. All these people make a whole bunch of money. They're all paying $400 a month for a yoga membership, and you can't even stand up straight. Right? You should have just stick to walking. You don't need these people anyway. Look at the paint on the wall. Like, all the emotions and self-talk start coming up, and it's because you're at a place of uncomfortability, and the body is like, we want to get back to being comfortable. And let me tell you what I like the most about this is in those 7 days, I got to navigate how I felt about different situations, but also have like a positive reflection on them to really move and heal past it. So I really love that. And then number 10 is you have to learn how to affirm yourself. I learned how to affirm myself, not from a place of just because I watched a whole lot of videos, because I read a lot of books. Y'all know I'm going to read, I'm going to watch videos, I'm going to podcast, I'm going to do this and that. I'm going to do personal development all day. But It's one thing to hear affirmation from a person, and it's one thing to read these books, and it's another thing to read the memes and feel inspired, but it is another thing for those affirmations to come from you. I learned that a lot of us, and even myself, depend on people and situations to affirm what we do. We want to know that we are on the right place, and we want somebody to tell us. We want a book to tell us. We want God to put something. We want God to put something in a book or something and tell us this type of way, and then send a text. But listen, you got to learn how to affirm yourself. It's not your spouse's job to tell you or to affirm you. It's not your best friend's job to affirm you. It's not your mentor's job to affirm you. It's not your pastor's job. It's no human's job to affirm you. And I learned in class, because I'm with people, obviously, inside of class, but I was by myself in my own practice, on my own mat. Nobody could cool me off. Nobody was there to make me more perfect. Nobody could improve my flexibility. Nobody could have drank the water for me like yesterday. I had to do it for myself. For myself. And when I learned that in those hard parts, when I'm dripping sweat, when my heart rate is 140, when I'm tipping over, when I'm falling off the mat, when I feel like I can't go anymore, I had to say, you're strong. I had to say, you got this. I had to say, I'm grateful. I am loved. I am safe. Those things had to come from a place of authenticity, or I would have got up and left. And with that, I'm going to leave you with this, you guys. How you do anything is how you do everything. And in that moment, inside of that class, I learned this. D, if you get up and walk out of this class just because you're hot, and you know it's hot, I need y'all to hear me. I need y'all to hear me right now, because I'm finna drop this gem. D, you signed up for 7 days of yoga, of hot yoga, and you knew it was the hottest studio in the city. And you walk in there and you're doing planks or doing downward dog or whatever, and the first thing your mind says is walk out because you're hot. You signed up for it. You signed up for the class. You know it's hot. You knew it was going to be hot. You knew you was going to want to walk out. You knew you were going to want to be cool. Why would you listen to your brain and it says, just leave? Just go outside. Just cool off. Because I understand that that lesson is just not for hot yoga. It's not just for 110-degree yoga. That's going to carry over to my life. And I know that when something challenging happens today, or I have a challenging conversation, or I have to do a project that's hard, I have to stay in it because I decided to be here. Hey, Jazz, you decided. You've heard the story. People say, everybody be like, oh, I want a seat at the table. They want a seat at the table. You want somebody to give you a seat at the table. You want all these opportunities. I want more opportunity. I want more finances. I want more connection. I want more networking. And then somebody give you a seat at the table and you say, it's too much food. I'm full, so I'm going to leave. It's too much food. You haven't even started eating yet. And you're like, this is too much. I'm just going to leave. How are you going to say that it's too much food when you asked to be at the table in the first place? And you seen the table in the first place. You saw the people who are sitting at the table in the first place. The person you asked to be at the table, you know what type of person that is. You know what type of situation they was going to put you in. Why are you talking about it's too hard? You put yourself there. So have a seat, get a plate, eat, and when it's time to get up with everybody else is at the table, you get up out of the table. And I learned that in hot yoga, and the best thing that I could have done was stay in that class. Because one thing hot yoga tells you is when you leave, you basically have to reacclimate your body back to the heat, so it's even worse. When you leave, you have to reacclimate, and it's even worse. And the crazy part inside of the class is that nobody ever makes you, the instructor tell you, you can come with me or you don't have to. You listen to your body, but you need to stay in here. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? When you're in a challenging part of your life, the part that you need to do is you need to stay in it. And your progression and your wins are staying in the fight. Staying in the heat, staying in the humidity. I'm going to stay right here because if I leave, I have to come back and reacclimate and it's going to be worse. What? And y'all, so every single day I can honestly say that my first class was just observation. My goal was to stay in class and to observe. The subsequent classes were to prepare better for the next day. Drink more water, have more, eat better, right? And it was to do the work within myself so that I can connect with people and be a more kind, humble person, to give more energy. That's what it was from day to day. And then towards my seventh day was like, okay, I want to do better at the actual class. It's the skill part, right? And so as we move throughout the rest of the week, for anybody, whether you're a beginner, like you're great at what you do or whatever it is, number one, your job is to stay in the game. Okay? Is to observe the game, is to observe the class and to stay in the heat. Number two, when you go home, right? When you have that rest, you're like, okay, I got to go to the next day. Your goal is to say, how can I better prepare for the journey for tomorrow? What work do I have to do today? Do I have to get some more rest? Do I need to pray more? Do I need to do meditation? Do I need to do gratitude journal? Do I need to eat some more vegetables? Do I need to talk more kind to myself? What do I need to do? You do the work for yourself. So when you go back, your goal is to stay in the heat again, right? And your goal is to observe and to share a better collective energy that helps everybody else go up. And then from there, right, you say, I'm going to now work on my skill. I'm not gonna quit, right? I'm gonna work on that skill. But as you see, you guys, when I first started hot yoga, it was not for. I didn't say I want to get skill first. So many people want to start a new job, you want to start a new hobby, you want to start a new business, and you want to be the instructor. You want to be as good as the instructor, and you talk down to yourself because you're not as good as the instructor. You don't get to be as good as the instructor. You don't get to be as good as the teacher yet. They put in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of this. They just make it look easy. They've learned how to acclimate their body, and they learn how to not quit. They learn how to stay in the heat. That's what you have to learn as a beginner. That's what I had to learn. Learn how to stay in the heat. Learn how to acclimate your body to the heat. Learn how to prepare for the heat. And then you work on the skill, which takes time. Right? So, y'all, hot yoga was awesome just for the lessons, for the caliber of people I was around. Like I said, definitely different. Let's just say paying $300 a month for hot yoga. The caliber of person is different. The caliber of customer service is different than a lower cost, right? But I'm grateful. I didn't pay that, y'all. It was like $30 for the week. So just to put it out there. But I had a great time. Got to meet some amazing people, and I honestly am grateful that I was there. I'm like a pastor, y'all. I keep saying that I'm gonna leave you with this, but I'm for real gonna leave you this one. You are truly the sum total of the closest 5 or 6 people you hang around. Okay. And when you decide to do the work to contribute to the collective growth, then you don't have a choice but to go up. Okay. if you put yourself in position to be around 5 millionaires, at some point you will be the sixth, because their habits as a collective will not let you stay where you are at all. If you go to hot yoga, or you go wherever you are where people are committed to excellence. There's some places that y'all are spending y'all time. They're not committed to excellence. I'm gonna be 100%. I learned that in hot yoga too. Some people that you are around, most of the people you might be hanging around, are not committed to the excellence that you're committed to. And when I was there, I was like, you know what? If I continue to come, I know I'm going to get really good at this, and I'm going to connect with a lot of people because we're all committed to the collective growth, right? So make sure you do the work, please. If you are around a person of high value that you see as a high value person that you really appreciate, make sure you do the work to contribute to their success as they contribute to yours. Right? Because everything matters. Everything matters. Outside of that, I know people will wonder about weight. My weight did not go down because I did not go for that. Everything is not for weight. My weight did not go down because hot yoga, honestly, when you first start, that is not when you're in class, you don't have time to think about that. Your goal is to stay in that heat and then to go back the next day. Okay, so I didn't personally lose any weight. That's not for me. That wasn't where I am. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, everything in your life is not for losing weight. Everything in your life is not. Drinking water for hot yoga. I did not drink this water. It wasn't like, let me get in 32 ounces of water so I can lose weight. No, let me get in 32 ounces of water so I don't pass out. That was the goal. So that was that. I did see a reduction in like bloating for sure. And that's because you sweat so much. I do feel like my skin, although I have good skin because of my skincare, but I feel like I have less blemishes for sure because of the sweat. You will spend a little bit more money on washing clothes. Okay, I learned that. And one thing that was a win for me is that my VO2 max is better. So that's basically the oxygen that my body uses is better. My VO2 max is up more than normal, and that's because I spend more time in a like a higher heart rate zone, and I have to regulate my breathing. That's important because a lot of the things we go through affect our lungs, and to have a good lung capacity is key, right? It's key. So, yes, the inches for sure. Yes, inches. But for 7 days, for me, it didn't work. You've been doing it a long time, Kay. Kay's been doing hot yoga for a long time. So in Mobile. So if you're in Mobile, Sterling Hot Yoga on Dolphin Street, I think, is one of the places. And there's also Above and Beyond Hot Yoga. I think they are on Cottage Hill. That's another hot yoga studio that you can go to. So that's great. Just wanted to share that with you guys. So those are things that I've learned. 7 days of hot yoga. I'm gonna try other workouts, and I will come and review that for you guys. So we start a new challenge in September. September 12th, we start a new challenge. Hattie actually did 30 days of hot yoga at Hillcrest. Thank you, Kay. Hattie did 30 days of hot yoga for August, which is great. Sterling does have a promotion for that. So if you want to do the challenge with us, the 30 days is like $30 or something like that. It is it's a great way to get into it. It's so reasonable. Like, that's a blessing. And so come join the challenge with us. It's $10 to enter the challenge. Grab your nutrition too, because y'all are eating trash. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Like, y'all eat trash, so that's why I love Herbalife, is because it helps me to help y'all get y'all life together initially. Because you're not gonna do right. You're not gonna do right. Oh, okay, it's 50 now. Thank you, Kay. No, I've never done pickleball, Carolyn. So if you have any questions, ask me. Ask Kay Marie. She's an expert yogi. And I know my religious people are probably like, what about Jesus? What about it? What about him? Call him in class. Call on him. Because you're going to need to call on Jesus when it hits 110 degrees. Hey, you know, to all the saints, if you're just wondering about that. And if you don't want to do none of the yoga poses, the beautiful part is you could just sit on the mat and tarry for the Holy Ghost for an hour if you want to. Tarry. Okay? Tarry 150, tarry in 115-degree hot yoga stuff. Okay? And it also helps your blood pressure, drink enough water. It helps with joints for sure. Definitely helps with joints. If you have issues with your joints, I would do that. One thing that I did notice also is like the bottom of my feet are tight, my plantar fascia. So that helped a lot if you have issues like with the bottoms of your feet because of the different poses and because you flex your toes a lot, it helps with that. So I would say do it for 90 days, but definitely 30 days would help, right? Yes, Yolanda. Try it, Pie. Please try it. I would say everybody try it. You gonna be in your listen. I was in my feelings for them 7 days, honey. I was. So I love y'all, and I'm glad. Thank you so much for logging on today. I'm excited to connect with everyone. We're going to have a powerful September together. Remember that each of us need all of us, and all of us need each of us. So you are not alone. It's all about community. It's all about love. Join me in the September challenge on the 12th, 21-day challenge, $10 to enter. My goal is 50 people to join me this month or in September, so that we can all, as a collective, get healthier. All right. See you guys later. Happy Wellness Wednesday.